everyone? Happy Sunday. Uh, what's going on? What's going on? Let me turn this music down for y'all. We back and we back and we back. What's up, y'all? Happy Sunday. It feels like it's a minute, right? It's obviously we had the Super Bowl last week and we had the early episode on Friday, but I feel like it's been a minute, man. I'm so happy to be back with y'all watching arguably the best show on TV, if you ask me, with The Last of Us. We're talking episode 6. This is our sixth watch party slash after show that we'll be doing obviously after the episode premieres, and I'm so glad to be back with y'all, man. This is what I look forward to, man. Your boy had some car issues on Friday, dealing with a little bit of under the weatherness going on today, but we are here, man. Y'all give me the energy to be here, to celebrate with y'all, to watch this amazing show with y'all. So again, very appreciative, very appreciative. But how's everyone's Sunday doing? How's anyone check out the All-Star Weekend 3-point contest? Dame Time winning that. Doug, it was not Doug. What's the kid's name? McLovin won the dunk contest yesterday, and they got the game on right now. So shout out to Last of Us, back to back weeks with the what was it? It was 3 weeks ago, the Grammys, and then the Super Bowl, and then the All-Star Weekend. It's just like can't catch a break. But I'm more excited for this show than I was with all those things I just mentioned. But man, I'm so excited to be here with y'all. Again, I appreciate you. If this is your first time tuning in, we've been doing this 6 weeks strong, and we'll be, finishing out the season with our watch parties, which I've been, like I said, really enjoying, and our after shows after. So I'm really appreciative to be here with y'all, and looking forward to a great episode. But as everyone's kind of getting in here, getting settled in, getting their drinks ready, getting their snacks ready, getting their tissue ready, because good gosh, who's gonna die again? Who we gonna fall in love with this week and end up breaking our hearts after? So I hope you got the tissues ready. But hey, man, if you're having a good time, if you're happy to be here, if you're having a good Sunday, hit the thumbs up. A lot of positive energy. I appreciate that. Hit the share button if you know someone that loves this show and wants to communicate how much they love it with other people like us. Go and hit that share button, and we're live, y'all. So any thoughts, comments, concerns, theories, pros, cons as we get the episode ready? And as we watch the episode tonight, go ahead and leave those in the comments. And of course, if you're watching this on the replay, shout out to you. I appreciate you. Go ahead and leave your thoughts in the comment section, what you liked about the episode, didn't like about the episode. And of course, when we get into the after show portion, go ahead and leave your thoughts there. And yeah, man, gonna get this thing started. I need a new TV. I literally walked in the house about 10 minutes before we got to set up tonight. And my TV sometimes does this. I've had this TV for, man, it's been about 10 years, y'all, but it was worth every penny, because this was when I was a tech head. This was like the top of the line LED, premium 4K, 2180, whatever hertz they were talking about back then. And it's done its job these last 10 years. But oh, here we go. It's starting to load up like it's an old ass computer. It's a smart TV. I mean, I wish I could show you guys. It's a gorgeous picture, don't get me wrong, but it's old, man. It has like this separate box. I'm getting into the techie stuff, but I need a new TV is what I'm getting at, because the TV has to, like, sometimes it takes like 5 minutes to kind of get up and running, but it's on. It's working, and we ready to go, y'all. So as everyone gets in, again, just let me know how your Sunday's been going, how your weekend's been going, what you do for the weekend. You see any movies? There's a movie called Ant-Man that's got everyone up in arms. That I will finally be talking. I got my spoiler-free review out. If you guys want to get my kind of non-spoiler thoughts on the film, that's on the channel now. But there was a spoiler embargo that I was told about that was only lifted on the 24th. So on Friday, I have myself, Amanda from Candace Cinema, and my boy Griff from Film Speak. They join me. We talk for 2 hours breaking down the film from top to bottom, theories, pros, cons, all the good stuff. But it won't be dropping until Friday, because again, I was told by my PR team, or whatever you want to call them, which shout out to them, because they always give me the opportunity to see these movies early. But they told me, hey, no spoiler talk until Friday, which is the 24th. So everyone else, I guess, just broke the embargo. But anyway, if you guys want to see my spoiler thoughts on Ant-Man, keep an eye out for that video on Friday. I did like an in and explain, had everything ready for when the movie came out. But it is what it is, man. I'm very appreciative to get those opportunities to see it early. And man, this week is going to be crazy, man. This week I'm gonna be seeing Cocaine Bear, Creed 3. I'm gonna rewatch 1 and 2. I love Creed, so I'm gonna revisit those films. It's been a minute since I saw the second one. If any Outer Banks fans out there, season 3 is on Friday. I'm going to be starting You season 2, season 4, part 2 in preparation for when it drops on the 9th, so I can have all that stuff prepared for you all. So it's going to be a busy week, y'all. And what a great day to start off a busy, productive week. What a great show in The Last of Us. So yeah, man, your boy's excited. Who we got in the chat, man? Who we got in the chat? We got 47 people watching live again. Every single one of y'all are dope. Hope y'all doing good. Hope you're feeling good and get ready to cry. Who's ready to cry? Put a tear, put a cry emoji in the chat right now if you're ready to cry. God damn, this show is so good. Let's see here. 9 long days ago. I know, man. It's been a minute, Tim. But welcome, man. My man Jay in the building. My man Voice. Tony in the building. Zia's in the building. The girl Harley. Tattoo Cosmic with the $49.99 super chat, super love. Thank you so much. Had to stop by and show some love. Well, you've shown it, and I appreciate every ounce of the love you're showing me. I really do, Harley. Hope you're doing good. I'm pretty sure school's over. I know you said I think you said you graduated. My memory's so terrible, Harley. I just had my birthday a couple weeks ago. Your boy's getting old and the memory's bad, but I hope you're doing well. And I appreciate you showing the love as you always do. And hopefully we can link up soon and talk about some of these shows that we love. DC. I know you love DC, so hopefully we can get that on the book soon. But thank you so much for that super chat. Coming by, showing some love, and I appreciate you. And I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Yeah, I can't think of his name. Mac. Yeah, he's Mac man with the dunk contest. Yo, what's good, Michael? How we doing, my man? K in the building. Rims. Me and you were both nervous. I think we're all nervous. Like I said, the tears, they just know how to produce those tears, man. All right, so it's 7:49. So let me get my situation situated. I'm so excited to see, number one, we're getting based on the trailer and also the title being Ken, we're going to be getting Tommy back, which is dope. But also the actress from True Blood is going to be on tonight's episode. I'm such a big fan of hers. Really excited to see what she's going to bring to the table tonight. And if I'm being honest, this is the part, as I said 6 weeks ago, I played the game multiple times, but it's been some years. I can't really remember this second half of the game, which we're going to be getting into tonight, with going to find Tommy and some of those outsiders that they were referring to early on. So I don't remember a lot of these new characters or characters that we're going to be introduced to in the coming weeks, except for a group of particular people that I'll never forget. But other secondary characters is going to be kind of like a refresher for me tonight. So speaking of refresher, let me refresh this page and see if the episode is ready to go. No, not quite. Not quite yet. Oh, I love this comment here. Shut up and play the video. That's what's up. Yeah, that's what's up. So excited. Thank you for joining. I'm glad you're excited. My man Justin with the Green Lantern love there. Appreciate seeing that. Gorgeous weekend in Phoenix. That's what's up. Looking forward to this episode. Me too. Seeing Quantumania tomorrow. Awesome, Justin. So you'll be right in time to see that spoiler review on Friday, man. Ant-Man movie is never great. Oh man, Ant-Man, Kang Gang all day, baby. All right, let's see. Go ahead and reset it. And it should be ready to go. Is it there? What the hell, man? All right, let me reset this thing. Is it just me, or is it not available on HBO Max? Is it just my Max? It's a little bit delayed. I did pay the bill. HBO should be ready to go. All right, let's see. Let's log in. One more again. And again, everyone, I appreciate you joining me. Just a reminder, hit the thumbs up. What the hell? Where is the? It's 8 o'clock, right? It ain't delayed, right? Am I tripping? Am I the only one? Is anyone else not seeing it on their HBO Max? Let me scroll down a little bit. Yeah, got the emojis. Get those tears ready, y'all. Get those tears ready. Let me scroll down a little bit to see. Am I the only one that is not available? It's starting. Okay, everyone's saying it's starting. All right. Well, ain't on my end. I'll tell you that. Let me reset it again. Give me a second. If you guys want to start, no worries. Just I'll catch up with you. I might skip the trailer and the previously on to catch up because it's 8:02. All right, logging in again. Let's see, is it here? Bro, what the hell? Like, what? Give me a second, guys. For whatever reason, it is not on my HBO. That's weird. All right, let's. Am I gonna have to watch it on my, on my computer or something? This happened like once before, where for whatever reason my TV HBO Max was like, this is not even my TV HBO. This is my Apple TV HBO Max. My apologies if you guys are already watching and waiting for your boy, your host. I'm dead ass seriously. It's not loading, or it's not the new episode. It's not showing on my homepage. Let me log into my HBO Max on my phone. New terms and conditions. Is that why y'all? Yeah, it's on my phone. Jesus, I'm gonna have to watch this on my damn phone because my Apple TV doesn't want to show it. All right, I'm gonna reset my Apple TV. Give me a second. Technology, y'all. Bear with me. I apologize. Well, it's not my fault, but I'll take accountability. Give me a second if y'all don't mind. Let me get this timer ready here. If it's not loaded on my TV, I'm just gonna watch it on my phone. I hope not, but we gotta make it work. All right. All right. Cross your fingers that it is on my home page. It's been one of those days. It's just one of those days. All right. Fingers crossed. All right. Come on. Brand new episode. All right. Come on. No, not that show. Last of Us. Come on. There we go. There she is. All right. I'm pressing play now, y'all. I'm going to skip the intro and all that stuff. Oh, Elizabeth Olsen. I don't know if I can skip that. I love Elizabeth. She got a country accent. Oh man, what is this, y'all? All right, oh, that's that one movie. Didn't they make like a TV show with that already with Jessica Biel? All right, I'm skipping the trailer and previously on. All right, so I'm pressing play. How many seconds am I into the episode? I'm gonna skip the intro because I'm a little bit behind. So that means I'm 3 minutes in. God damn it. Should I wait? Yeah, let me wait just in case. I know the timer. It's easy to sync up, and then those watching the replay. So if y'all want to go ahead and watch the episode, I'll be 3 minutes behind because I don't want the timer to be not synced. So Sundays. Give me a minute. I'm just gonna wait for those that are just tuning in. My HBO Max was tripping out. The show's finally loaded up. I skipped the trailer, skipped the intro. 3 minutes and 18 seconds into the episode. I'm just gonna wait till this links up, so it just is all synchronized. My apologies, but if you guys want to, if you already get it started, please no spoilers because you'll be 3 minutes ahead. So my apologies. All right, 2 minutes. What can we do for 2 minutes? Last week's episode, I rewatched it again the other day. I still have my issues with the character that was killed off last week and that whole storyline. But man, it still hits, man. Seeing Henry take out his brother Sam last week, it got me. Was this the second time I saw it? And just seeing again, this is the development of Ellie and Joel so far, man. This has been really well done. And it's this show just kind of is just hitting on another level from a writing perspective, a direction perspective, and I'm just so impressed by the adaptation, man. I think the curse has been over with for the video game adaptations for a couple years, at least for me. Sonic 2. I enjoy Pikachu, stuff like that. But this to me is like the cream of the crop, the creme de la creme, king of the hill, whatever you want to call it. This has been like the perfect adaptation, in my opinion. And I really hope that this is a blueprint, which I think it has sort of been in the mix. God of War is going to be an Amazon show. BioShock, I think they said they're going to be a show. Was there another big game? There's a couple other games that they said they're going to be adapted to shows, which listen, no hate on the movies, the video game movies that are going to be, hopefully still in production. But I just think this show is just, when you have so much time to build the worlds and the characters, this is the way, as the Mandalorian Pedro would say. All right, so we are about 45 seconds away. I'm going to be sync with y'all. Hope you're enjoying the 3 minutes or 10 minutes that has been on so far. I did not realize it's been that much time. But I'm going to be just a couple, 10 minutes behind. So please, if you're 10 minutes ahead of me, please no spoilers. I would appreciate it. And we'll be getting going in 8 seconds, 7. All right. So as soon as that thing says 3:18, I'm going to be pressing play. And right now. All right. Oh, man, we reliving this moment again? Jeez. If it's anything like the game, I'm saying it's going to be wintertime, yeah. Yeah, 3 months later. Just for those that haven't played the game, this is what happened in the video game. There's a time jump from that event to the next. So keeping in mind while watching this episode, Ellie and Joel's relationship is going to be a lot stronger than when we last seen them. I wonder how that's going to play as far as off-screen development. I'm not a big fan when shows do that, but if it's handled right, we'll see. I like that actor, by the way. He's in a lot of stuff. He's a really good character actor. Oh, damn, they robbing people? Damn. Oh, man, I love this family already. So that means they're going to die. They're in Wyoming, right? Yo, who's this actress? She's great. Well, Wind River is a good movie. Bro, who is this? She's great. Mm, yeah. Yeah, I want to find out. Yeah. I hope we get more of them this episode. I hope this isn't just a one-time appearance. We steal their food. Joe got a little bit of anxiety attack. Hmm. Again, for those that are just tuning in, I'm about what 7 minutes behind. Had some. Oh, that's beautiful. Had a little delay, some technical difficulties. So if you're just tuning in, this is where I'm at in the episode. And if you're ahead, please refrain for any 7 minute ahead spoilers. That is gorgeous. Jeez. Yeah, this couple was great, weren't they, Rams? Duct tape fixes everything. Yeah, it does. Yeah. Really? Sheep raiser, huh? Huh. I would have thought that maybe he would be a little bit more open of their relationship to continue. I'm trying to remember in the game if they were really attached. at this point. Right. You watch that, Tony? Joel taking care of sheep. I mean, yeah, you could see this. Again, going back to it being 3 months since the last episode, you can tell that they're really growing to be comfortable with each other. But obviously, Joel still hasn't thought of, as Ellie brought up, what next after we accomplish this. And he, facts. Yeah, so see, there's been some training off screen, a little bit of trust, a little bit from Joel. Still got a ways to go. Wake me up. Man, I'm not a winter dude. Like I literally hate the winter. No disrespect to the winter babies or winter fans out there, but I'll tell you this, man. Winter is a beautiful scenic time of the year in the right areas. But boy, I hate the snow. Just looking at them walking in that snow is just pissing me off. I hate the snow so much. And thank knock on wood, we haven't. I'm in the Midwest. We haven't gotten maybe one or two bad snow days. And we're almost approaching spring. But being from Chicago, lived in Rochester, New York for a while, I've seen my fair share of some shitty snow days. But as I digress, this is beautiful. Again, I appreciate all 70 of you all beautiful, wonderful, awesome people watching this show with me tonight. If you can, just hit that thumbs up. Leave your comments, commentary in the chat. And if you do the same on the replay, I would appreciate it. And again, this is where I'm at in episode time wise. I'm about 6 minutes behind with some technical difficulties, but appreciate y'all tuning in tonight. I mean, picturesque wherever they're shooting right now. Literally, damn. I got a feeling we won't come across some people that might not be too friendly. See some tracks. Ah, boy. There we go. There we go. Oh, boy. Hostility. Ooh. Ooh. She gonna I mean, obviously she's not infected, but she's been bitten. So, oh boy. Uh oh. Is it gonna cause distraction? Oh damn. Uh oh. Panic attack. Not now. Not now. Oh, it's fine. Oh, I almost had a damn heart attack. Oh, this she is. This she is. I'm trying to. I can't. What's her name, y'all? Is it? Is it? I can't remember her name. Why is Siri pausing the show? Rutina? Is that her name? Yeah, I think we about to see Tommy, y'all. Oh, yeah, I had a few storms in Iowa this year, Jay. Rutina Wesley. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, she's great. I've only seen her. I might have saw her in a movie, but I saw her and I watched all the True Blood. She was great in that. Well, her character, but I didn't like some of the stuff they did the last few seasons of True Blood, but she was great. The show was fantastic for the most part. But yeah, she's great. I'm trying to think of what else I saw her in besides True Blood. Ah, here it is. There he is. It's a family reunion. Man, we haven't seen him since episode 1. Oh, that was weird. Anyone else screen just kind of like jump? That does look good. Got pumpkin pie, some potatoes. Queen sugar. Okay. I'm trying to get comfortable here. There you go. I got it all, man. Again, from my little bit of remembrance of the game of Marie and Tommy, I think her and Joel have a little bit of disagreements on some things, but definitely a character that I'm excited to see her play tonight. Yeah, some tension there. You can definitely tell there's tension. Yeah, we really haven't seen a solo scene with them yet. So this would be great to see this chemistry. Oh. You'll see the little man. He's got a haircut. Y'all think Joe got a heart condition? Got to keep his cards close to the chest, Jay, even against family. Hmm. Oh boy, I don't remember that being. Is that a new wrinkle to the story? My video game players. I don't remember that being something on the table. You think he gonna bring up Sarah? Mm. Um, can you hit me up in the chat? Is Marie pregnant in the game? Hmm. Damn. That's the thing about family, man. They know all your soft spots, man. Come on, Joe. You didn't travel. This man didn't travel months to get to his brother. Joe, man, you gotta lighten up, my dude. Jeez. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I'm a little bit behind you guys. So with this heart thing, I know what y'all talking about. I mean, obviously we saw an episode, but yeah, there's something going on with Joel and his heart, man, or anxiety at least, because it seems like it only seems to come up when he's like. There's been moments of being. Oh, thinks he sees Sarah. Oh, I mean, come on, Joel. Just a resemblance, though. Yeah. And you got to imagine right now, if you're Joel, obviously you lost Sarah 20 years ago, but then you and your brother were separated for a while. So you got, obviously trust issues, anxiety issues, remorse, regrets. It's a lot going on, man, for our boy. But you got to let that out, man. You got to talk, Joel. Got to communicate, my dude. What was that? Clean your ears? What is this? It's another video game. Get up right now. I remember that jacket pretty vividly from the game. Again, I know some of you all might be about 6, 7 minutes ahead of me, but how we feeling about this episode? We're 30 minutes in. Got another 20 minutes to go. Like it, love it, hate it, little bored, very intrigued. Where we at? Where we at, everyone? How we feeling? Obviously, no action, which I think the show isn't relying on that aspect of the show. But how y'all feeling so far in the halfway point? Yeah, I thought, yeah. No, I didn't realize what that was. I didn't want to say anything, but yeah, it's for as you guys say, it's for the ladies. Oh, that's right. I forgot she know about Sarah. Hmm. Good point. Mm. Oh wow. Why are you trying to plant that? Why is she trying to start beef? It's like I said, from what I remember from the video game, I know Marie and Joel definitely have some different opinions on life and the situations they find themselves in. So, but I mean, kids are impressionable, man. You can't be saying stuff like that. Trying to cause this rift. What movie are they watching, by the way? The Goodbye Girl. Is that what that movie was, y'all? Oh man, Richard Dreyfuss. Yeah, Goodbye Girl. Yes, I thought it was. So y'all enjoying it so far? I'm just reading the comments. Man, I'm so glad Joel is finally opening up, man. You gotta let that stuff go, man. You can't hold that stuff in. You end up hurting yourself from within. I love this, man. We finally get to see Joel open up, man. Mm, yeah, anxiety attacks. Yeah, man. Pedro's killing this right now, man. Sarah, man. Mm, man, I don't know about y'all, but seeing Joel, obviously, beautiful performance by Pedro. Like we haven't seen this side of him, man, but it hits, man. 6 weeks of seeing him go through the death after death after death, and the fear that he tackles with losing someone else. I mean, I feel it. I don't know about y'all, man, but I feel these words. Man, shout out to Pedro bringing that emotion. Oh boy, this is gonna be another good scene because it's been so long since I played this game, but obviously Ellie's not gonna be a fan of this idea. Oh, she already knows. I thought I saw someone in that room or like in the background. Thought I was tripping for a second. Oh boy. Yeah, I remember this from yeah. Oh boy. Mm, mm. Yo, this is hidden right now, yo. God damn. Oh man. Oh my goodness. God damn. Emotions, feelings. I felt that, man. Shout out to Bella. Shout out to Pedro. I know some of y'all at home might be like, man, this is boring as shit. Where's the clickers? Where's the bloaters? Where's the action? Listen, to each their own. This character stuff, this character development, the emotions, the drama, the tension, the intensity is to me. I'll take this over action. You know, knowing that it will be action, obviously. But man, I'm this is some good stuff here, man. Some good, strong performances, believable performances. But like I said, I know there's people at home is probably just like bang bang, what an action at. But like I said, man, I'm more of a character person than because you can have all the action in the world, but if there's no emotion or no substance to backing that action up, then it's just you know nonsense. And again, hadn't played the game, when you get to certain events, it hits harder because you get moments like this of conflict, and disagreements, heartfelt moments. You care for these characters, man. You need stuff like this. And this is why having a video game adapted into a TV show, you get moments like this. Because if it's a 2 hour film, you're going through all this character stuff. All this stuff is being rushed, skipped over. You're just going from scene to scene. But the fact that we can have two characters that we've been on this journey with for 6 weeks, having like a moment like this pays off, man. But that's just me. Change of heart. How y'all feeling so far, Pedro? Your family now. The dialogue was heartbreaking. What's up, Yutaka? Top notch acting. I love that Ellie's not like, and that's what I love about Ellie in the game. She's not mushy and, oh, thank you, Joel. I knew you loved me. It's just like, let's go, bro. She, she doesn't have to have those emotions to understand that she's happy. She cares. It's her giving it back. It's like, let's go. That's what I love about Ellie, man. You feel that hug right there, man. It's gonna be a dad. Gotta say goodbye to someone else. And now this, what's his name? David, if I'm not mistaken. Any video game players out there? There's some things that's beyond this gate, y'all. And if the show hits like the game did, y'all about to be, man, you talk about edge of your seat, intense, creepy, weird, scary stuff coming up next, y'all. Poof. Oh, this is great, man. It's the Ellie and Joel relationship starting to develop. Like, oh my, look at this shot. Oh my goodness. I'm just reading your comment, Kenny. Like I said, I don't remember a lot of the minute details because it's been probably a good 5 years since I played the games. But if any game players are out there, how did y'all feel the Tommy, Joel, Ellie, Marie? How do y'all feel about the translation from game to TV? Oh man, yeah. Please, yeah. There's things to be afraid of, Ellie, and you gonna find out. Well, there's the university, y'all. Yeah. What is it? 7? Oh, we might get a particular scene that I wasn't. Hmm. Okay, let's see. Let's see how this plays out. Yeah, man. Oh man, it's about to go down, y'all. Oh boy. Mm-mm. Fireflies, yeah. I know some of y'all that might be tuning in might be a couple minutes ahead because we had some technical difficulties. I'm not gonna look at the chat for a little bit because I know some of y'all probably a little bit ahead of me, but I do know from with the game, I can anticipate knowing something that might happen in the next. How long is this episode? Only like 5 minutes. Yeah. Yep, yippers. It might not happen too for those that haven't played the game. You know, maybe it's a nice happy ending. Monkeys creeping your hot rooms. There we go. No, was it Utah, right? For my game players. Yeah, yeah, Utah. Yep. Damn. Come on now. Come on. Yeah. Yep. Oh, damn. Yeah, a little bit different in the game. A little bit, I'll be honest, a little bit more intense in the game, but same results. All comes full circle from the beginning of this episode. From the very beginning of this episode, this is a perfect conclusion to how this episode started. With him falling asleep and her saying, "Hey man, I need you here. I can't do this on my own." And then this showing, she's like, "Oh, I got the gun. It's a nice way to cap it off." I'm so curious for those that haven't played the game, how y'all feel right now. Do you like, are you like, wait a minute, did they just kill Joel? Like, I'm just very curious on the non-video game players, how you all feel about this scene and how it was executed, and the fear you all might have right now for Ellie. Because how you feel right now is how I remember feeling playing that game several years ago. It's a great episode, man. Great episode. It all comes together too. Like I was telling y'all during the, and for those who are just watching us, tuning in, I always like to watch a little after show. Just kind of get to pick the brains of the creators, and then we'll bring some of that information to tonight's after show. But as I mentioned in an early episode, it's a lot of character stuff in this one that I really come to appreciate. And again, man, I know for some of the criticism from some people out there is just the pacing might not be up to snuff. The action might not be, what they were maybe anticipating. But I love character stuff, man, because when the shit does hit the fan, like we just saw this last 5 minutes, you care for these characters, man. So see this trailer for next week, and that, from what's about to happen, move. Oh, we're about to get a flashback. Okay. Oh my. Is this Riley? Yes. Yes. Oh yeah, man. Yo. Oh, it's going down next week. Ellie flashback was episode 7. Okay. Oh yes. That was a dope trailer, by the way. Get to meet Riley. All right. So again, for everyone that haven't played the games, like I said, just let me know how y'all feeling right now with Joel being injured, being out for the count for the moment. Y'all know the routine. Let me know in the chat, man. Out of a scale of 1 to 10, episode 6, Kin. What would you rate it? What would you all rate it? I'll give my score when we have our after show. But just curious on what you all's thoughts for those that join me on the watch party and those that are just tuning in. What score would you give tonight's episode? Got an 8 from voice. A 9 from Jay. 8 from Tasha. By the way, like I said, I like to watch these little after shows, just kind of pick their brains a little bit on some of the stuff that went down. And I didn't think that Joel physical health thing was something new to the show. And it makes sense. All the loss, all the regret, all the anxiety builds up. If you don't take care of yourself, your body reacts to that. Tim gave it an 8, Rems 8, Nisi 8, Xavier 8, Kenny with the 8.5, LB with the 8.75, Zia 7.5 out of 10, Tracy 8.5 out of 10. Okay, pretty solid. 8.5. So I think the lowest I've seen so far is Zia with the 7.5. Go ahead and continue to put your scores now. Let me know. Again, what we're gonna be doing. I'm just finishing up the rest of this little after show that they're talking about. I'm gonna refuel with the water, go to the restroom, and then we'll have our after show. And if you guys want to join me, if you want to share your opinion on tonight's episode, just let me know. By hitting me up on the DMs, Instagram, Twitter, those links are in the description if you all want to join. We got an 8 from the fifth wall. We got a 9 from Silver. What's up, Silver? They're just talking about, for those that might turn out the episode, they're just talking about some of the emotional moments for Sarah. Joel think he's seeing Sarah for a second. And we're gonna talk about it after show. That scene when Joel pours his heart out to his brother, let him know everything that's been going through, and him losing Sarah, feeling like he failed her. That scene hit, bro. Man. Let's see. Brown with the 9 out of 10. The emotions. Yep. My man Justin with the 8. Yeah, I agree with y'all, man. The emotions tonight was my voice say 77 people watching live, only 57 likes. Say it with your voice. Say it with your voice. Yeah, hit that thumbs up, y'all. Again, if you're having a good day, if you enjoy being here with the community, hit that thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Jan with the 8. I'm gonna get my rating tonight, 5th, when we get to the after show. Again, for those that are new to tonight's stream, appreciate you stopping by. Last 6 weeks, what we do is we watch the episode, and I'm watching a little after show with the directors, just picking their brains on it. And then in about 6-7 minutes, I'm gonna switch locations, get a little bit more comfortable, and we'll have a little discussion, a little after show. And I'll give my score there to answer your question, fifth wall. There you have it. All right, y'all. Like I said, if you just tune in, continue to drop your scores in the chat. I'm gonna, like I said, refuel, some water, restroom break, 5-minute break, and we're gonna talk about the episode, break it down. Again, if you would like to join me tonight, just hit me up on Instagram or Twitter. Say E. I would love to, come on the show, share my opinions, and have a good time. So with that being said, y'all, I will see you in 5 minutes. It's a quick restroom break, and we'll have a discussion about scene by scene breakdown and all that good stuff. So I will see you guys in T-5 minutes. Let me get the stuff off the screen right quick. And again, y'all go ahead and take y'all restroom breaks, water breaks, whatever you need to do. And we'll see you guys on the other side. What up? What up? What up? What up? We are back, y'all. Thank you for joining us tonight. We had our watch party, which again, if you're coming over from the watch party and join us tonight for the after show, I really do appreciate y'all, man. I love watching the show with y'all every week and then talking about it after that. And that's what we're doing right now. This is the after party to the main party, which is the watch show. We are here to discuss this 6th episode. Man, 6 weeks has already passed by. Crazy, 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 crazy. But we are here to talk about episode 6 of The Last of Us, which was titled Kin. This was an episode filled with emotions, filled with truths, filled with moments of regret. There were, surprises, new family member. Joel has lost a lot, but found out he has a sister-in-law, Maria. He had his little heartfelt moment, emotional moment, and angry moment with his brother Tommy. Ellie thought she was going to lose Joel multiple times. I mean, it was a really great episode tonight. Again, I thought that the direction and the performances really carried the emotional weight throughout this entire episode tonight. Again, it wasn't a ton of action. We talked about that during the watch along, and as I said then, I'll say it now. I'm okay with the lack of action if you're giving me something in substitution, which is caring for these characters. So when things like when Joel gets attacked, it hits, it works, it falls within the lines of, caring for these characters and developing these relationships, man. And I thought that really did it tonight, y'all. But that's just my brief thoughts. We'll break it all down tonight. But again, if you're joining us, didn't join the watch party, no worries. Glad you're here to join us for the after show. If you want to go ahead and leave your score of tonight's episode in the comment section, I would read it off and let me know your thoughts on what worked and what didn't work. And again, if you're joining us live and if you're coming in, hit that thumbs up, y'all. I would really appreciate it. Hit the share button. Leave your thoughts in tonight's chat. It is live, so pros, cons, and everything in between. Let me know how y'all feeling about the episode. Out of the 6 episodes, where would you place it amongst the other one? Was it top of the charts, somewhere in the middle, maybe your least favorite? Let me know in the comment section. But with that being said, let me read off some those scores that you guys gave me a little bit earlier. There were some 8s. I saw that. My man Jay gave it a 9. We got an 8 here. We got another 8. I see a lot of 8s. Tim with the 8. For the non-gamers next week, doesn't seem like a flashback from the trailer. They imply Joel gone, Ellie moved on. Oh yeah, good clarification there, Kenny. Very good point, Kenny. For those that did see the trailer and haven't played the game, thinking that, wait a minute, Ellie going to the mall, Riley, where's Joel? Yes, so to clarify that, next week's episode will be a flashback. Thank you, Kenny, for clarifying that for those that haven't had the chance to play the game right there. So yeah, shout out to Kenny with the clarification there. Rims with a 9, Nisi with a 9. I'm sorry, Rims with an 8, Nisi with a 9, Kenny with an 8.5. Travis got solid 8.5. We got a 9.7 or 8.75. Zia with the 7.5. We got another 8.5. So I mean, I would say collectively we're right around an 8, probably an average of a score of an 8. So, and I don't think I saw any 10s. We got a couple 9s. Silver, Brown with the 9, Justin with the 8. Let me see. I'm gonna get my score here in a little bit, and we're gonna get into the breakdown. We got a 9 here, 8.5. We got an 8 here. Let's see. Chris comment here. I don't understand calling it a filler episode. No crazy action sequences doesn't equal filler. Man, I tell you, Chris, a lot happened this episode where we started the episode and we ended in completely different places. Yeah, man. And in 2 parallel, I thought it was not only 2 different places, but also connects to the beginning of the episode with Ellie and Joel. And we'll do a scene breakdown here in a second, but with them in the cave and Joel falling asleep, that trust of Ellie, what happens when Joel isn't around, right? So I think it was a perfect kind of circle of pairing it from the beginning to where we're at in the end. Like, she has to fend for herself, and as well as Joel moving forward. So I mean, yeah, I think it's like you just mentioned, just because you don't have action doesn't mean it's a lackluster episode. Just because you don't have action doesn't mean it's, like you said, a filler episode. But to each your own, Chris. But I totally agree with you, man. I think this episode built a lot. More importantly, built on these characters and built on this relationship, which is the fundamental of this IP, is Joel and Ellie. So yeah, I disagree with anyone that calls this a filler episode. So well said, Chris. Well said. Silver says this was a rough one emotionally too. Every week, yeah. At least no one died. Right, Silver? No one died this time to tear our hearts out, but no, it's still hit emotionally. And as I was watching the episode with tonight's watch party, as you all saw, man, it got me that moment with Joel, seeing him just finally getting that shit off his chest, man. I mean, this is a show, but for anyone out there, me included, holding stuff in, suppressing stuff in is never good for no one involved, including you yourself. And as we saw with Joel in this episode, it physically is affecting him, keeping all that grief, keeping all that trauma, keeping all that suppressed negative energy that he's obtained over the last 20 years, for rightfully so, because he's lost so much. But whenever you let that stuff fester and build inside you, it's almost metaphorically speaking, it's almost as symbolism to these monsters, these creatures. They've been affected by this fungi, and tied into the emotional side of everything. When you allow things to just sit and fester inside of it eats you up from the inside. So yeah, I thought the emotional impact in this episode was very well handled. Chris gave it an 8.5. Let's see, Silver said a lot of subtext becoming text. A lot of some good stuff there with the brother stuff. Rims, I agree, I love action, but substance builds up more to me, and I didn't really. Yeah, like I said, it's of course we want to see clickers and bloaters and Ellie and Joel, all that action stuff. I get it, but like you said, Rems, and like Chris said, and I think a lot of you all might agree with this. And if you don't know, no issues. If you feel like, hey, this ain't really hidden from me, I understand that. But for me and for Rems and for Chris, and like I said, I think a lot of you all feel this way. And just putting this show aside, any movie or show, you want to care for what's going on, right? Because of course we got tons of great action films, but those action films don't really hit if you don't care for the characters, man. Especially when it comes to emotional resonance with the characters, when you can relate to them, you can understand and see what they've been through. And I think that stuff to me is just so much more important than just action. Because like we saw tonight, that build up for 6 episodes, that build up tonight of Ellie and Joel on the road together, they're talking, he's opening up more. He's, fortunately and unfortunately open up his heart more, which, obviously his big fear is losing someone else. So all that stuff to me is much needed character stuff, because when we do see the action, it hits like we saw tonight. Like, oh my goodness, what is Ellie going to do with Joel, her, bodyguard, her, guide on this tour of salvation, this tour of figuring out a cure? What is she going to do? So that's the stuff that I love. So yeah, I definitely disagree with if anyone says it's a filler, to each their own, but I wouldn't agree with that. We got an 8 out of 10. Got a 9. No game. Oh, and this is what I was very curious on anyone that isn't a gamer, how they felt about not only this episode, but are they fearful for Joel's life? No gaming here. I'm very nervous about Joel's states. Hope he makes it out. That's what I love. That's what I love the show is doing, is makes you wonder what's going to happen next. Jay, I sent to. Okay, I'll check on my IG, Jay, to get you on and get your thoughts on it. Let's see. Love the use of the song at the end. Yep. Let's see. No debate, but Joel opening up to his brother's show. How men hold things in and no talk. Yeah, I mean, men and women, but I think we can universally agree. I hate to broaden things out, but yeah, I think we can agree that men, me being a man myself, we sometimes hold things in, and it comes out in very some bad ways sometimes, man. So yeah, I definitely agree with you there on that relatability factor. And whenever you do hold stuff in, it's just sometimes it comes out bad, sometimes it sits in you and it hurts you and affects you, like we saw with Joel. It's just physically affecting him. So yeah. We got some love from the super sticker there. Listen, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Shout out to because you pop in the comments every week, but also with Servant. I know you're a big Servant fan. It was we got a couple more episodes of that. So thank you so much for the love, for stopping by and the super chat. Let me know why you're here. What you thought about tonight's episode, if you got a score for us. But thank you so much for the love and support, and always love seeing you. Again, Servant. It's a lot of you got some good taste. You got some good taste in shows, but I appreciate you there. All right, Jay, let me get the link set up for you, Jay. And if anyone else wants to join, I can send a link to you if you want to share your thoughts on tonight's episode. what worked, what didn't work, pros, cons, and everything in between. This might not go as long as it, like last week was 3 hours long. The week before that was close to 3 hours. So we're gonna get Jay on here, and if anyone else wants to join, let me know. But I plan on doing this for about probably another. We'll do an after show for about 45 minutes or so. So I'm gonna send that link to you here in a bit, Jay, and get your thoughts on the episode. Let's see here. Excuse me. Matilda, she say, I don't watch the show. Oh, that's right. I forgot you don't watch the show. You just, and that's even, I appreciate you. I appreciate you just showing some love. But yeah, Servant. I know you're a big fan of Servant, and we got a pretty interesting episode last week, and I'm excited to talk about this. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm excited to talk about it this Friday. But thank you. All right, let me get my man Jay in here, get his opinions on the episode. Let's see here. And again, y'all, I appreciate you. We got 78 people in this thing. If y'all are having a good Sunday, if y'all enjoyed tonight's episode, or if you didn't enjoy tonight's episode, but you want to, show your boy some love, definitely hit that thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And the share button, the like button, and all that good stuff. I would appreciate it, y'all. Appreciate it, Kenny. I just saw your text or your DM, Kenny Butler on IG. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Let's see, Jay. I'm sending you the link, man. We're gonna get my man Jay Manley, who's joined us a couple times. Great guy, great dude, great opinions on things. So he's gonna be joining us here in a little bit. Harley sent me something. Yeah, Harley. Yeah, we have to talk. Yeah, for sure, Harley. Shout out to Harley. All right, y'all. Let's go get my man Jay in here in a little bit, and we'll get his thoughts on the episode. But while he's getting set up, let's just go ahead and start breaking it down. So, listen, the beginning of this episode, I talked about it when we were watching it, man. I don't know this actor's name, but good gosh, man. Every time I see him, he's a good character actor. He always pops up in kind of smaller roles. I'm sure he has maybe bigger roles I'm just not aware of, but every time I see him, he's great. And then not only is he great, but his wife, I think it was his wife. I would assume it's his wife. Might be his sister, girlfriend, I don't know, partner in life. But let me see if I can get a picture of her. I need to find this actress name because she was great, man. Again, I love how this show is able to just, it's apocalyptic, world ending, scary stuff going on here. But I love how the show is able to implement comedy in the relationship between the couple that we meet up front. And here it is. Yeah, this is a good shot. She just first off, we know Joel and Ellie ain't gonna do nothing to them, right? But as soon as Ellie comes downstairs, it's just like all the tension, they ain't gonna hurt y'all. But this young lady here, she was great, man. I'm gonna look her up after the show on IMDb and see what else she's been on. This show doesn't miss with casting. I don't think I've seen. Well, I take that back. Catherine, whatever her name was, the actress is fantastic. I wasn't a fan. That's the only miscasting to me. Everyone else has been pretty spot on, but this actress here was so great. I hope we're probably not going to see her again, but I hope we do. Fingers crossed. But she was great, man. Their banter back and forth. They're, reading the room, reading the situation. Did you tell them the truth? Are you telling me the truth? This is just a great way to start off the episode again, because it was a lot of emotions that we'll get into a little bit later. But I don't know. Let me know in the chat, man, how y'all felt about the couple. Was it too jokey? Was it too non-serious for you all? I don't know. It fit perfectly for me. The only thing I didn't like was Ellie taking the rabbits. Like, come on, Elle. Y'all can get your own damn food. Why you got to take the old folks' food, man? God damn. But no, everything about this scene was great to me. I see my man Jay's in the back room. Let me bring him in here and get his thoughts on this lovely couple. Jay, my man, what's going on, man?
Oh, hey, how's it going? It's going pretty good. Enjoyed the show. Really good show. The actor's name you're looking at, that is Graham Greene.
Graham Greene. Okay.
He's probably well-known role. He was from Dances with Wolves.
Yes, with Kevin Costner. Yes. He's always in these type of shows where it's just like wintry. My man's got that grizzled look, but he's a soft teddy bear inside. So Graham Greene, was that his name again?
I think it's Graham Greene, if I'm
Graham
correct.
Greene. Okay. Yeah, no, he's literally, Jay, everything I've seen him in, popping in. I think even, Ren River with Jeremy Renner and Elizabeth Olsen. I'm pretty sure he was in that. Yeah, he's just a great character actor. But yeah, Jay, popping in, man. Good to see you. Always love hearing your thoughts on tonight's show. But just jumping right into it, man. Overall impressions on this episode, and we'll talk about this first scene. What do you think about tonight's episode, Jay?
Oh, this episode was really good. Uh, you know, you're talking about the lack of action.
Mm-hmm.
It works for me. I like how they're doing this right now. It doesn't need the action. I mean I mean it could have the action, but it's the character development. I agree with it. I think the character development is really good, and it makes up for the lack of action. And I've watched a lot of people's comments later on in some feeds, and they're like, they find it boring. They find it too. It's not for them. I mean, I guess it might be for some people that may have played the game. It might be for some people that may have not played the game. But for me, I'm enjoying it. It's the character development, the casting between, I mean, not the casting, but the pairing between Ellie and Joel, how they're working opposite of each other, and how they're and it's this episode alone was just amazing, how Ellie just told Joel, I need you. I mean, she didn't say it in those words, but you could see it. And I'm sure we're going to get to that point when as we go through the I'm getting a little
no
flustered
worries,
here. I'm
man.
sorry.
No worries.
But yeah, it's you know that Joel at one point where he just breaks down. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
But the part that where he's having that episodes, those are
panic attacks, man. Anxiety.
attacks.
Anxiety
And
builds up, man.
yeah, I can relate to those. I actually had a massive panic attack, and I'm like, man. And those hurt. And I'm glad he found a way to manage it, and knew what to do. So
yeah, I hear you, man. And you know, this shot I got on screen now. This is the face I make when people say this show is not hidden, man. Because I mean, like you said earlier, Jay. Which, by the way, Jay, I don't know if you can hear. It's like a bit of an echo. I don't know if you're playing it through the YouTube or whatnot, but it's a little bit of.
Let me see.
But
let me see if I can.
Oh, I think it's good now because I don't hear myself, but I think we should be Gucci. But yeah, man, no, I think I totally agree with you, Jay. I think the lack of action, if it was another show that didn't have the same character development, I think the show wouldn't land on a lot of points. But I think what the show does, and it has action. Like last week's was action packed. I love the last 3 minutes was ridiculously action. A lot of good action too. But I think, like I said earlier, and like you'd mentioned too, when you have action mixed with good character development, the action scenes have more weight to it because you care about what's going to happen to these characters that I fell in love with, you know? So I think, again, I know some people might, if they haven't played the game based on the trailers, based on it being HBO, zombie apocalyptic situations, we tend to expect a ton of action, which, you know, understandably so, but I think this show is more concerned about us caring for the people involved and caring about their state of mind, caring about how do you wake up every morning knowing that the world has come to shit, right? How do you wake up every morning to put your shoes on, put your pants on, fight for the people you love? So that to me is more fascinating than someone shooting a gun at a zombie. But again, to each their own. Doesn't mean that I'm a better person if I enjoy the character moments or makes it, you know, that the person that wants action is less of something. But no, I just feel like the show just it's really grabbing my attention, emotional attention with these great characters.
Absolutely. It has that effect on me as well. I think what happened, the witnessing of what happened between Henry and Sam had a huge impact on him as well.
Yeah.
And just how the grieving of that, I think he grieved a little bit just from the fact that he tried to protect him as much as Ellie did as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what triggered his panic attack there.
Right. Yeah. No. I mean, a couple of well, one, I think every time we saw like you just mentioned, this panic attack on the screen now was in result to them saying that your brother's probably dead. This other side of the river, there's nothing really good on the other side of the river,
Oh
and
yeah,
if you are there, you're probably not
that's
alive. So
true.
I think
That's right.
that probably triggered them, like, oh my goodness, I just came all this way. I've lost Sarah. I lost Tess. I lost, even though they didn't really know Henry and Sam that well, but it was well enough for him to care. So it's just like loss after loss, and him just thinking like,
Yes,
I done came all this way, and if my brother's dead, it's just like, what can I do next? So yeah, I think
that's
every time
right.
we saw that, it was like this sense of like dread and sense of like not again. So, but yeah, man, I mean this shot here and throughout this first 10 to 15 minutes again. Oh, and before I forget, Jay. I know you played the game and a lot of our audience members tonight, it's about 50-50. Some played the game, some haven't. But I remember from what I remember in the game was after that Sam and Henry scene, we do get a big time jump and we get that tonight.
Right.
Now, how do you feel about how the show handled the time jump? Do you feel as though that 3-month gap between when we saw them last week to this week, do you felt that off-screen development played out well? Do you feel Joel and Ellie have progressed as as this journey's went along? Do you feel like it feels a little bit the same as last week? How do you feel about that time jump? And if you felt it was believable in tonight's episode with Joel and Ellie?
I felt like it was believable because I think the time jump was necessary for this episode. Um, the it's getting to the point where it was the time jump again. It was believable, and I felt like their relationship is getting stronger. But it looked like it's still like after they left the couple and Nellie stole the rabbit.
Yeah.
You could tell that they were having that conversation about what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
Once they reached their goal.
Mm-hmm,
Uh,
mm-hmm.
Ellie talked about her hero, Sally Ride, and Joel wanted to be a sheep herder. So, yeah, you could tell that
Yeah.
there was some great connection there.
Yeah.
So,
No. Yeah.
and so it was believable for me.
Yeah. No. I agree with you, man. I think it was a necessary time jump because again, we do have to. We only got a certain amount of time with these characters in the next coming weeks, but also too, like you said, Jay, I think a good actor as Joel and Pedro and Bella are, in my opinion. I felt the growth from 1 week from last week. From us, it was only a week, but for them, it was 3 months. I felt that growth from, again, Joel trusting her more, him opening his heart up more, him teaching her how to hunt a little bit later in the episode. So I do feel like that 3-month gap, to me, it showed that there has been some growth between the two characters and trust between these two characters. And someone had mentioned one of the best lines that we'll get to a little bit later was the Poppy says, arguably the best line of the episode was the only people who betray us is the ones we trust, which there's a lot of truth in it. Unfortunately, there's a lot of truth. Our
That's very a lot of truth
family,
in that.
close friends, they know your deepest and darkest secrets, and sometimes, unfortunately, they betray you, man. So yeah, that was a really great line, and we'll definitely get to that point a little bit later when we get into Marie. But again, a lot of this first half stuff, Jay, it's a lot of journey, a lot of walking, a lot of talking, as is in the game. This is how these characters get to know each other more, how they develop their relationship more. But one thing I definitely appreciated, Jay, is just seeing all this beautiful scenery, the shots of the snow, the shots of the mountains. It's just something gorgeous to look at. I can't praise the production team enough, and the scouting team that scouts out these shows for the beautiful locations, man. It's just it's breathtaking, man.
I also said in the comments that the soundtrack, the music, the guy that does the music as well, is just it helps it too. It just I just love how they're doing the music in the background, and it just makes it even more amazing.
Yeah,
I
agree, man.
I just can't wait. And I can't wait till we get to the end here, because there's this one scene that you mentioned that I just loved, where they are just riding off into the sunset.
Yeah, very, very. I'm not a big Western fan. Well, I'm not gonna say I'm a fan. I just don't seek them out as often as I do other genres. But it had a very Western feel to it, the wolf and the cub type of feel to it that I really
Yeah,
appreciated. But speaking of appreciation, Jay, this scene here that we're gonna take a look at, this moment between Joel and Ellie, I think you alluded to a little bit earlier, regarding just that trust level, and I think this
yeah,
ties in perfectly to the end of the episode where Joel fell asleep and he says so much so to his brother, man, I'm not a young buck anymore, man. Those cold, ruthless killing days is a little bit past me. And we see this moment here. He falls asleep and Ellie is, she's taking the six. He's keeping watch out for the night, man. I think this was foreshadowing to what happens a little bit later. But do you feel as though at this point in time in the episode that Joel has that level of trust with Ellie, that she could take care of them and could be someone that can keep watch and have that level of trust with her? Do you think at this point in the episode Joel has that with her?
um this part, I think Joel might have been. um I was thinking about this part right before you asked me this. I was just thinking about this part. I think maybe he had been overwhelmed, over exhausted, and so he just naturally fell asleep because he was very angry. He was pretty pissed off that he let Ellie. He Ellie was didn't wake him up. He was
Right.
and come back and do what he was supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Protect her. She's not supposed to be protecting him.
Right.
It's his job to protect her. So I
Mm-hmm.
think that part is where the the what word am I looking for? I think he trusts her to a certain extent, but
Yeah.
I think he doesn't. It's not the trust where he doesn't trust where he can protect her. I think it's more of the trust where it's his job to be the father figure, the
Yeah.
one does the hold the gun and be the
Yeah.
one that does
Being the one
this.
on watch and
Yeah,
keeping
on
everything.
watch,
Yeah. Yeah.
keep everything in order. It's
Mm-hmm.
like it's kind of like me with my kids when they're growing up. I'm the one that's going to go over there and turn on the soup and the stove and stuff. You can't touch that stove yet, kind of thing. If that makes sense.
100% makes sense. And also, too, just from a perspective of, as he talks about with his brother later in the episode, he feels like he failed his daughter. He feels like he failed Sarah. And, there's just this moment of like, I don't want to fail you. Like you said, Jay, she shouldn't be the one taking care of him. It should be the other way around. So I think there's a level
Right.
of like, I don't want to fail someone else again. So no, I definitely think at this point in the episode that he does not fully is grasping with the idea of Ellie being equals to him in a sense of like protecting one another on this journey. But as we'll see after what happens to him tonight, he has no choice but to trust her, because it's kind of like one of those
Right.
situations where in life, I know you mentioned you're
Right.
a dad, and we know we have our parents. There's a point in time when you get, sometimes it happens sooner than later for a lot of us, but sometimes you do have to step up. You do have to sometimes be the parent in the in the situation in some matters. But when it comes to a matter of life and death, sometimes that stuff gotta accelerate. Her training, her learning how to hunt, her learning how to do all this stuff has to really be on top of mind, because right now she doesn't have Joel. So there was a question I saw in the comments. I think Kenny might have answered it in regards to what happens to Joel if it happens that way. So it's a little bit different. I think Kenny, he says what happens. He pretty much falls, and yeah. So same result, but different actions take place as far as what happens to Joel a little bit
Right.
later with that. And like I said earlier, I was so curious on people that haven't played the game. Do they feel as though like, oh my goodness, is Joel dead? What's going to happen next? So I'm very excited for those at home that haven't played the game they're on the edge of their seats right now, Jay. They don't know what's, and obviously we're not going to reveal it because next week's a flashback
Right.
episode. But if I'm an audience member, I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what did happen. So I'm very excited for those at home that haven't played the game. But as we kind
Right.
of move along, Jay, we run across this group of people, and I don't know if it was just me, Jay, but I'm like, oh man, is this a group of people led by David? Which it wasn't, but I don't know, Jay. Were you scared for Ellie and Joel during this scene here, especially when the dog gets to sniffing?
Right. When the horses rode up and the dogs were sniffing, I was a little bit cautious at first, and then when they sniffed Joel, it's like, okay, cool at first, but then when the dog went up to sniff Ellie, I was feeling that same kind of fear that Joel was feeling, and then when of course the dog started to play with her, I'm like, okay, everything's cool, and we got, and then we kind of knew it was um, Joel's brother's family in a sense, but
Yeah,
or well, Tommy's wife.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah. Shout
but
out to
yeah,
shout out to the dog, man. I'm a big dog lover
yeah,
myself, and yeah, this was a good dog.
but yeah,
Definitely,
I'm
definitely intimidating.
which is it kind of, I kind of like this approach, and I'll have to say this. I mean, being playing the game,
Hmm.
I'm liking how the directors are messing with the people, the gamers,
The gamers, yeah,
because if they had gone the way that the game had gone, we would have known, okay, this is exactly what's going to happen here, and
yeah,
and
yeah.
and I think it would have spoiled us in a sense,
Hmm. Hmm.
and I like how they're deriving it from it so that we're not expecting this to happen,
Hmm. Yeah.
and they're and it gives us a better perspective of what's going to happen next, and or maybe not what's going to happen next.
Right, 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 right. No, I couldn't agree with you more, Jay. I think we talked about it a couple weeks ago. Yeah, if they just did a shot for shot remake of the video game, then it's almost like why? What's even the point?
Right.
Obviously, people that haven't played the game will be brand new territory for them. But for those like you mentioned, Jay, that have played the game, it's just like how people felt about Lion King 3 years ago, 4 years now. It's like, why even waste your resources? Just make something completely new if you're just going to do a shot for shot remake. So, yeah, Jay, I
Mhm.
completely agree with you. The show to me and to you, and I think a lot of our audience members, that it is nice to have played the game to be caught by surprise, to have the backstory of what we got with Frank and Bill, to have a little bit more exploration with Tess, and to have a little bit more development. So I think it is the way that they've handled the new elements to the show to flesh things out more has worked for me, and it leaves, like you said,
Mhm.
it leaves us on the edge of our seat as a video game player. It's like, oh well, that's different. So what else can be different moving forward? So no, I totally agree with you. And again, bringing it back, and I see a couple comments, and some people, yeah, me and Jay, and hopefully people that play the game, let people discover who this David character is. You guys are in for a treat. I'll say that. I
Oh
would
yeah.
love to be someone. I'm glad I played the game, but I would love to be in you guys' position that haven't played the game, to be introduced to some of these characters. And David, Jay, yeah, he's one of those characters that's going to have a lot of people, squirming in their seats and feeling uncomfortable in a lot of different ways. So yeah, be prepared. Keep that name circled
Right.
on your calendars. I would imagine probably not next week, because next week seems like a flashback focus episode, but episode 8 and 9 will probably, you'll know who David is by that.
I'm wondering
But,
if they're going to do a flashback and a present at the same time.
that's a good point. I mean, based on the episode, the trailer that I watched, it does. I mean, it looks like it's a lot of flashbacks. So I wouldn't be surprised, to your point, Jay, if maybe 45 minutes of next week's episode is probably flashback focused, and then the last 15 is kind of catching up to Joel and Ellie, or 100% flashback, or to your point, 50-50. I'm curious. I guess to your question there, what would you prefer? Would you prefer of 50-50, some new timeline, flashback, 80% flashback, 20% new? Like, what would you like to see next week? And everyone in chat too, let me know how you guys would want the
I'd like to
flashback
see
and the
probably
current scene being
50
handled.
50
Mm-hmm.
because it would make more sense, because that way because we only have what, 3 episodes left.
Yeah, after next week, it's only 2 episodes, 8 and 9. After,
Yeah.
if, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
because then it would give us a little bit more time with episode, because then it would give us a little bit more time with David, and then the final episode would be the I guess you could call it the boss level, I guess, if it was kind
Boss.
of the
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
I guess I don't know.
No, I get what you're
It's
saying. I
really
get what
hard
you're
to
saying.
say.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. Now I'm thinking about it, Jay, as far as next week's episode. I would 50-50. So if they do 50-50, which is flashbacks and then new storyline, I would hope that whatever they're showing us in the flashback connects to what's going on in the current timeline. So it's not so separate from each other. It's not like we're watching two different shows with two different tones.
Right.
That whatever happens with Riley and Ellie plays into what's going on with Joel and Ellie. Which again, if you parallel it to Riley from what you saw from the trailer, for those that are new to the Riley character, she seems to be, very capable. She's part of the Fireflies as they showed in the trailer. So she's almost like a pre-Joel before Ellie meets Joel. So someone that she's has to rely on to get, stuff done. So that I can see the show having that parallels of if they do show us flashback, how it's important to what's going on in the current timeline. So hopefully it's 50-50 the more I think about
All
it. Let
right.
us know in the chat, guys, if you would want that. But moving on, Mr. J, we got this young lady here who I haven't seen in quite a long time. I used to watch a lot of
True Blood.
True Blood back in the day, and I know
Oh
some people
yeah.
say she was in Queen Sugar, I think was the name of the show or movie. I haven't seen it, but Miss Wesley, Jay, as Maria. I'm trying to get the photo here. There we go. What did you think about her portrayal as Maria? And correct, and it helped me out in Jay. I don't remember her being pregnant in the game.
I don't
I don't know
remember
if
her being pregnant either, and I don't think she was.
yeah.
I would
But yeah,
have
just let me know
to.
what you thought about it, my man.
I thought she was great. It's something about her that was she kind of I shouldn't say kind of. I was going to say that she took Ellie under her wing right away.
Pretty quickly, yeah. Yeah, well, she
And
knows Joel, right? She she knows Joel might not be the best babysitter, but yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, she took Elliot under her wing right away. I mean,
Yeah.
she got her new fresh clothes and
Mm-hmm.
gave her the feminine product.
Yeah. What
Um,
did I say? I thought it was an
and
ear cleaner for those that was
yeah, yeah.
watching the watch party. Yeah.
And I got to ask people in the chat if they could. I couldn't figure out for the life of me what movie they were watching. It's got to be something, and I'm sure it has something to tie to the storyline of of the this episode too.
Which which movie you talking about?
Because they were watching a movie in the.
Oh, the yeah, it's I've only seen bits and pieces of it. It's Dreyfus. What's my man's what's his name, Jay, from Close Encounter? Richard Dreyfus, and it's oh man, I think it's called, and again, it's been so long. I think it's called The Goodbye Girl. If I'm not mistaken, Jay. If that you talking about the movie they were
Oh,
watching in the with the kids.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's Goodbye. Like I said, it's been a long time since that film.
Something tells me it has some kind of meaning to it in the movie. I, I'm just thinking that for some reason.
Yeah, it's been and anyone again who have seen The Goodbye Girl with Richard Dreyfuss. It's like the late 70s. I think the connection that we're looking for, Jay, is I think if I'm not mistaken, Richard's character gets his girlfriend's daughter gets thrown on him or something like that. I can't really remember the synopsis of it all. But let us know in the chat, because I think you're totally right, Jay. There's a reason why they weren't playing, I don't know, E.T. or just some random movie. It definitely has some connections to it, but I'm pretty sure it was a storyline about someone like dumps their daughter on someone, and it kind of plays into Joel and Ellie. He gets thrown to him and he has to take care of her. So I think it's something like that. Let me know in the chat, guys, if I'm way off on that synopsis or if I'm a little bit close. But I definitely think you hit the nail on the head there, Jay. I think there's definitely some connections there.
Well, we can look into that.
Yeah. We'll do some IMDb after this. But Speaking of family reunions here, Jay, we got this reunion and we haven't seen this character in 6 weeks, man. And that's Tommy, man. Did you and everyone in the chat, how did we feel, Jay, about this reunion, man? Did you feel it in your chest? Did you feel like finally we made it to this
I mean,
reunion?
yeah,
What do you think, Jay?
it was great. Having that had not seen somebody in a long time, that feels good, and I'm sure that's that was just a great scene to see that the brothers really
Yeah.
happy to see each other
Right.
and just them embracing
Mm-hmm.
each other and but I'm sure that they had a lot to say to each other, but having to wait to talk to each other alone
Yeah.
took a little longer than usual.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing that really upset me was I wish we had a lot more time with Tommy.
Yeah. And Jay, not to think too far ahead, man, but I think Gabriel, the actor, I wouldn't be surprised, and I haven't played. I don't think you've played part two either, The Last of Us 2, but I'm pretty confident from what I remember about trailers and hearing some things about part two that Tommy is involved in part two. So I don't, and we know that there will be a season two they announced weeks ago. So I don't know
Right.
if they're going to give him a much bigger role come season two, because yeah, I definitely agree with you that the reunion would have been a little bit more, as it is in the game, a little bit more, you feel it more, you spend more time with them. And yeah, I definitely agree with you, Jay. And I think someone else mentioned TM. Yeah, it was underwhelming. Yeah, I agree with you all on that. Yeah, but go ahead, Jay. Was there? Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, just them just embracing, and it was a good moment to see them embracing,
Mm-hmm.
And then getting to sit down and have. Well, I guess I'm jumping ahead here, but
No,
they
you're
were
good. You're good. It all ties together. It all ties
the
together.
the the, the family meal that they were having, and I was Ellie just being
Oh,
Ellie.
oh man, she's great, man. She's like, I haven't had a male like this in forever. And she also talks about, she's just being Ellie. I need my
Yeah,
gun, all this stuff. Yeah, she's great, man. Yeah, this scene here, she definitely lets them know that she's just not your average kid,
right.
just
You
let the
know,
adults talk.
I mean, I've been around friends that have no filter, and
Yeah.
it's like, and I'm okay with it, and so, but Ellie, I was laughing
No,
pretty loud.
same,
I
man.
was laughing out pretty loud at that scene, and
She's great. She's great. And to backtrack a little bit, just going back to that reunion between the two brothers, again, it did feel underwhelming. But as far as the subtext
yeah,
there, that moment that Joel finally sees someone from his past, and more importantly, someone from his family, is pretty key for him, because again, these panic attacks, these moments of anxiety all stem from the amount of loss he's had from Sarah, from Tess, from Henry, from Sam, and obviously other people
hmm
lost throughout these 20 years. So having that moment for him, again, I totally agree with you all at home and Jay, that it did feel underwhelming, but I feel like Pedro gave me, I wanted more for sure, but I think like he gave us enough context and conveyed that emotional hug enough to me that it was like, man, I felt that for Joel. Like that's a win for Joel, because he's had
right,
so much loss. And again, this road to Wyoming hasn't been great. Like I said, Tess, Henry, Sam, all the loss he's accumulated throughout this journey and throughout the 20 years, it kind of all culminates to this like, oh, finally, So
right. Finally,
definitely,
something good,
right.
for a moment,
And thinking his
and
brother, like I said earlier in the episode, the man had told him that, man, if they're on the other side of the river, the chances of him being alive is probably slim. So just the fact that he saw his brother is definitely heartfelt and earned moment for Joel. So chalk it up,
and then
because it doesn't last
and
long.
and in a beautiful independent community too. That
Yeah. I mean, listen, man. If I'm them, I know it's the end of the world and whatnot. You want to get this cure, but I don't know, Jay. I would have maybe stayed just a few more days just to kind of regroup and really take it all in. But again, they got a timeline. But no, I definitely agree with you, Jay. I mean, they live in a good life, all considering.
Mhm.
With electricity, food, clothes, water, community, a sense of belonging somewhere. It's definitely somewhere you want to be. But speaking of wanting to be, man, you mentioned a little bit earlier, Jay, that we needed to have this conversation, and the truths are all out there, man. And they've been hinting at it all season for those that haven't played the game. But, Joel, when we first met him and Tess, we're not good people. We've done terrible things. And as we see in the scene here, Jay, Mr. His brother lets him know that, yeah, we've killed people, man. And this was the reason I had to kind of separate myself from you, is because I couldn't live with myself. I couldn't live this lifestyle of
Right.
just whatever they were doing, whether it was for good or bad. It doesn't matter because you're taking someone's life, but it affects you. So what did you think about this conversation and the stubbornness of Joel? You just traveled all this way. And you're like, well, fine. I'm just going to leave in the morning. Like, come on, Joel. You can have a disagreement there with your brother, Tommy, but your thoughts on this scene, man, and do you feel for Tommy? He has more to care about because he has a kid on the way. What do you think about this scene, man?
Oh yes. Tommy has found a life that suits him fine. He's happy, and he's in a peaceful village, and he's found something that is worth living for. I mean, he
Yeah,
was once a firefly,
right.
and he left that, and it's he doesn't like the violence anymore from what it appears, and it just and he's telling his brother, I can't be that person anymore. And then drops the bomb on his brother. I got a child on the way. I can't raise a family being that type of person. And
That's true. That's true,
you know,
man.
but then Joe counteracts with his situation. That's where
Yeah, no, I agree,
with
man. And
this, like, about Ellie.
yeah,
And mm,
and I mean, and
with
to be
this.
on my man's Joel side for just a bit, I mean, it is a lot to take in. You haven't seen your brother in a few months. You thought he might have been dead, and then you find out not only are you going to be an uncle, but you're a brother-in-law. It's a lot to kind of take in. So he does kind of, because I think someone stress mentions that he felt like Joel was a little bit on the defense, and I definitely agree with that. You felt that sense of
Mhm.
tension. I don't want to say he's blindsided, but he's kind of like, damn, man. Can I talk to you? You got your wife around. You got a wife. You got a kid on the way. It's a lot to kind of take in. And I guess he just thought the reunion was going to be. He's the big brother. This is the little brother. You do what I say, right? Because they've probably been on their whole life that Joel always tells Tommy what to do, how to do it, when to do it. So it's kind of the tables will turn when his little brother is, like you said, Jay. He has this position now where he's safe. He has a family he has to take care of. I don't know. I wouldn't say there's a level of jealousy, but I mean, there's some animosity between the two for sure.
I would see that. I could see that definitely.
Yeah.
Um, Going back a little bit,
Mhm.
when I asked in chat about Tommy did ask Joel about um, Tess. Joe
Yeah, he
wasn't
lied.
forthcoming on that right away,
Mhm, mhm.
because I think Joe. I'm think at that point Joe was still trying to hide his feelings there for a moment.
Right,
He's
right.
but then when they had their little chat in the bar drinking. Why? No, was it? We're at the point where they were. He got the boots.
That's a little bit further. Yeah, that's the second conversation they have when
Yeah,
they kind
the
of
second conversation. All right. Yeah.
when he brings the
All right.
truth
So yeah,
up
I'm
to
getting a
him.
little ahead there. My bad.
No, no, you're
But
good, man. No, I think I don't know why he lied.
yeah, that's where.
I think there is a little bit of like, yeah, it's my brother, but I haven't seen him in a few months, and he's in his new environment. I don't really know who Maria is. I don't really know how this place functions on that level. If I tell him, maybe he'll tell Marie, and maybe she'll kill. I think there's still blood is thicker than water, but in this world, it is hard. As you said earlier, and someone mentioned in chat earlier, the closest ones to you are the ones that betray you. So maybe there was a
Right.
level of like, I haven't seen my brother in a while. He's a firefly one day. He's not the next day. He's a father to be soon. So it's a lot going on in the process. So I think Joel was playing. I think I said it in the live chat or the live stream earlier. He's keeping his cards close to his chest because he still has to kind of fill out the situation. It's a brand
Yeah.
new environment, new characters involved, new, like I said, sister-in-law and a baby on the way. So it's a lot to process at once, which brings us to this scene here where he's just like, this heart, man, I can't. It's a lot of stress on this 50-something-year-old man. That I feel it,
That's
man. It's a lot. It's a lot
it's
going on.
another panic attack.
Another panic attack, man. It's just like I came all this way, and I thought it was going to be this reunion between my brother, which also brings us into this scene where he thought for a brief second there that he saw Sarah in the background. And they said so much so in the after show when the directors were talking about this very scene that Joel, for a brief second, when he thinks he sees Sarah, he just imagines, she would have been 20 years older. She probably would have had her own child. They would have been in this environment potentially. So yeah, man, it's a lot to take in for our boy Joel in this scene here, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I wonder if that was at that moment he made that decision
About Ellie keeping her
Yeah.
or not keeping her.
Passing Ellie on
Possibly.
to
Yeah, because
Tommy.
I mean, to your point, man. I mean, he as blunt as and unfair as it might be, he did. Unfortunately, he failed Sarah, man. As far as the protection goes, he wasn't able to keep her safe. Obviously, some life-threatening, kind of hard situation anyone could find themselves in, with the world ending, and the people that we would hope to protect us ends up shooting at us. So, but I mean, he did. He lost his daughter, and it's just like that moment of like, I think you're right, Jay. When he saw Sarah, it's like, oh man, I lost her. I don't want to lose Elle or Ellie. So, I think you might be onto something there, Jay, as far as that moment of like realization that it's time to give it to someone who I trust, as we'll get to a little bit later, but also someone that's more capable than me at this point in their lives. But Jay, I'm going to have you talk about, I'm going to get my dog out. I can hear him in the background messing around with something. Let me know your thoughts on this, Jay. I'm going to bring up this picture here of this scene between the two. Was Marie being a little bit too, I don't know, too aggressive in this moment with Elle, or do you feel like that's just her motherly instinct to take care of her? Your thoughts on this moment, and also the line when she says the closest people to you can betray you. Your thoughts, Jay, and I'll be right back.
Motherly. I think she was being a motherly. It's taking her under the wing. It's an under the wing thing, or like even maybe a big sister. What would you guys think in chat? You think it was a big sister kind of thing or motherly? After all, it looked like she had lost someone early, because if you looked on the chalkboard, it was the death of something. You say she was a control freak? Hello, Vanessa. Let's see. Yeah, I agree. I think she had mom vibes. After all, she was going to be a mother herself soon.
Sorry,
So,
Jay, popping back in, my dog, running around, man. Talk about parent duties. Dogs, man, they keep you on your toes. But what were you saying, Jay? I'm sorry. What were you saying about
I was saying it was
Maria?
a motherly vibe thing.
Yeah.
And some chats were agreeing or were saying something in there. One
Yeah.
person said it looked like it was a mother vibe thing, and
Sure.
I said, after all, she's going to be a mother soon. So
Well, I mean, she was,
maybe
as
that
we find out in the scene, she was a mother, right? She mentions her
right.
her
Yeah, I
son
did
as a,
mention
yeah.
I did mention that too. So
Yeah, so I totally agree with you all that it's definitely motherly vibes. It's kind of second nature to her to take care of those that are younger, and a young lady that needs help with lady products and hair cutting and just some
yes.
advice. I wouldn't be I wouldn't, blink an eye of someone that new to the show and new to the character that might think, I wonder if she's prying out information to her advantage, right? I wonder and again, I know we've played the game, but did you think, just separating yourself from the game for a second, did you have any inklings that she was maybe trying to pry information out of Ellie just because she is impressionable, she is young, and you can get information from kids at that age, love to talk and talk and talk? Was there any bit of that going on, Jay, during this scene?
I don't know. I didn't catch her asking Ellie questions.
Yeah.
But if she did, it wasn't probably to
Nothing malicious.
nothing malicious.
Yeah.
I just don't. I wouldn't think so. And another thing that just kicked in on me, it's just, I I don't know how I could put this, but I'll just throw it out there.
Yeah, go ahead.
I come from a culture that grew up when, if a guest came to my house, you entertained them to the gill. You would throw out food.
Right.
You would feed them. You would,
Mm-hmm.
it was embedded in me. That's how my mom and dad raised me, and
my
great aunt. So I'm wondering if that's what she was doing. Maybe that was her natural upbringing as well.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I mean, she gave us a little bit of her backstory. She was a defense lawyer in her past life. So she definitely is a people person, right? You would think that she can read people pretty well. You can also tell, again, being her, that she was a mother, that there were the motherly instincts that stepped in. But also too, as we get to the scene that someone mentioned earlier about the whole trust thing, she knows, well, she does. It's just the first time she obviously met Joel, but she's heard the stories of Joel from her, her husband and the father of her child and Tommy. So, I mean, there's a lot of and we've all been there when we've heard about someone, and, in regards to whether it's good, bad, or something in between. And now you got to put that, and it's been probably all bad things, especially when it comes to what they did in the past of taking people's lives and what that can do to people. But I definitely think this, and I know in the game too, there's definitely different philosophies of how Joel thinks about things and how Marie thinks about things. So there's a lot of stuff going on here with this character, man. And I think, again, this actress conveys so much with so little time, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think she was just putting out the hospitality just to get warm up to Ellie. That's it. I don't think she was.
Excuse me. No,
I don't think she was working out anything out of Ellie.
No, I agree.
I think she may have had a little distrust with Joel.
Yeah.
But that was pretty much it.
I mean, they say it's always three sides to the story, the one person's, the other person's perspective of it, and the truth. So again, she's probably, she probably heard good things about Joel, but she's also heard the bad. So it's, so it's one of those situations where, who is this person? In reality, he kind of maybe took advantage of Tommy, maybe being an impressionable young brother. So, it's a lot that I would imagine Maria has some reservations with Joel, for sure.
She might be a little bit concerned for Ellie's safety with Joel.
100%. 100%, man.
It's like, why are you with this guy? He's could be a dangerous guy.
Right. Has done some dark stuff, man. No, I hear you, Jay. I hear you. But before we kind of get into the final moments, and again, I appreciate you, Jay, for joining me. So it was good to see your face, hear your thoughts on this wonderful show. And everyone that's here with us now, 67 watching live, man, do your boy a favor, hit that thumbs up. It goes a long way. Continue to leave your thoughts in the comments. Again, what worked, what didn't work, some themes, deeper meanings you all took away from these scenes. And if you're watching the replay, again, like, share, subscribe if you haven't. I would really appreciate it. But Jay, man, the moment that got me this week, my brother, is I don't know, man, seeing Joel crying and really breaking down, man. Finally, after he didn't get a time, again, just kind of thinking about it, Jay. My man didn't get a time to breathe. As far as soon as Tess dies, they got to move on. As soon as, the Bill situation, he finds out that Bill and Frank has died, he has to move on. He hasn't had a moment to just sit down and really grieve after losing these people he's called friends and a partner in life that he hasn't tested. So he just lets it out to his brother, man. And I don't know about you, Jay, but I felt every single line. I felt the weight. I felt the emotion. It felt real. It felt raw. He mentions Ellie and what's going on with her. He tells the truth about Tess. So I don't know, man. I feel like this scene was almost damn near perfect, Jay. But how did you feel about this moment of Joel letting loose, per se, and letting his emotions run freely?
I felt it. I was like, this is genuine. I mean, I was asking myself, where did Pedro, the actor himself, go to get those emotions?
Good call, Jay. Yeah. Yeah.
To get those emotions, where did he go himself to get those
Right.
emotions? Because, excuse me,
No, you good.
because I was feeling them, and it was.
You're feeling them now.
Yes.
That's exactly, man. Yeah, no, I feel you.
But that was amazing. I don't know if this episode will be one of the episodes that they'll, because I understand how they do their Emmys and Golden Globes, and they could pick what episodes that they want the Oscar or the Emmys to see. I don't know with this if they, because I'm sure the one that they're probably going to consider is episode 3. I would like to see this possibly be one of them as well, but because Pedro is really knocking it out of the park with his acting, and
Yeah.
this was one of them. It
Right.
was amazing, really good. And then all of a sudden you turn around and Bella does her thing.
Yeah, well, yeah, yeah, man, that hit me too. All the people that's either she's lost physically, and all the people that just flat out left her. Yeah, man, I felt that too. But yeah, bringing it back to what you just said with Pedro in this scene. Yeah, I think this is what you were referring to, is that, the scene when they say your nominees, and then they, put up a scene from what was the moment that really kind of maybe got this person nominated. This, you would imagine, this might be one of them for Pedro. This scene here of him breaking down, showing his emotions I felt it, man. Like you said, Jay, it's all this buildup. It's not a moment to actually sit down with your emotions. It's suppressing things. It's not allowing yourself to really process what's going on. So yeah, I felt every single moment of this. And yeah, Pedro, you someone I thought brought it up earlier. I might be wrong, but you said, where does he get this from? I just think that he went to Mando. Jay, he thought about what would happen if Grogu, what if what if I lost Grogu again? He went to a galaxy far, far away and pulled that out in this scene here. But no, I think, yeah, no, he really brought it. And wherever he went as an actor, whether it was, because I know some actors like to separate themselves from who they're playing on screen just because it can blur the lines when you go home at night. So I don't know if Pedro's a method actor in that sense, but he got it from somewhere, and wherever he got it from, it definitely showed in this scene here, Jay, for sure.
It was a great scene.
100%.
It was really good.
100%, man. But as we go from one scene to the next, like you just mentioned, Jay, not only does he deliver in the best way possible from the emotional standpoint, but then he's about to tell Elle the situation at hand, and she, being as impressionable she is, she already knew. She heard the conversation, to his surprise, and as you mentioned, Jay, I'm gonna have you take it away, man. She brought it because, again, you don't know what loss is, which I think is literally straight from the video game, if I'm not mistaken. I think this scene is pretty much, I think they said in Aftershow, this scene was pretty much a shot from the video game. But Jay, man, how did you feel about it? And Bella, Miss Bella, man, bringing the heat.
Oh, she did. She didn't hold back at all, and she told Joel exactly how she felt. I mean, she was like, she basically like, you don't know what I've seen. I've seen death too. I mean, because when Joel told her you don't know what it's like or all this, and she's like, yes, I do.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, and Ellie is straight up telling the truth, and I mean, she's her basically her and Joel are no different when it comes down to the loss of life, and it's a huge bad experience for them, and they have to and their the way they deal with it, and
Mm-hmm.
um, unfortunately, the Ellie hasn't come forth and told Joel everything that happened to her. But
Mm-hmm.
then again, Joel hasn't told everything about what happened to him.
Yeah, and
So
she brings up Sarah, which obviously is a hot button for him. And I mean, whew, the I don't know, the confidence, courage. I don't know the word I'm looking for, but her to bring up Sarah in that moment. I mean, good thing that she's a 14-year-old girl, because I think if this was a grown man, I think there would have been not that many words from Joel. It would have been swinging, some furniture would have been moving, because we obviously know that Sarah's a soft spot, reasonably so for him. But she has the goal to say that to him, and says, I'm not Sarah, Joel. What happened to her is unfortunate, but doesn't mean history is going to repeat itself. And
right,
man, she brings it, man. I think this Bella, man, I'm just so impressed, because again, her going into a show like Game of Thrones in the final few seasons, and being so impressionable as she was in that show, and being a standout in those final seasons, and the way she went on that show was fantastic. And then, I know she's done some other projects, some other films and whatnot. I haven't really followed her career since Game of Thrones, but then jumping into another big IP as a very important, pivotal, some people, she's my favorite character in the game. I don't know, Jay, I just feel like it's a lot of pressure on this young woman, and she hasn't let me down yet, man. And especially when it calls upon her to really bring herself to these moments, these emotional moments, I think she's really stuck the landing. Jay, have you felt as though she's been impressive so far in these 6 episodes?
absolutely. I think she's very impressive. I can't imagine who anybody else that could play her that role right now. I
Yeah.
think she's hit it out of the park for me.
Mm-hmm.
I um I think the pairing between Pedro and Bella,
Mm-hmm.
they did it right.
Yeah.
They
100%.
there's and I hope that they derive of Last of Us Part Two
Yeah, we'll
when
see.
and I hope they have the same cast when
Yeah,
when
I think I think I read it a couple weeks ago. I pulled it up on the stream when they announced it was a season 2. That Bella, she retweeted it, or said the news season 2 is coming. I can't wait to get more from this character. To me, that was pretty much saying that she's going to be back, because I think a lot of us forget that the actress that plays Ellie, Bella Ramsey, she's like 19, 20 years old. So even though she looks like a little kid, 14 as Ellie, but she's in real life, she's the age that Ellie would have been in part 2. So I think it only makes sense to have her come back to play the character. Obviously, we've seen shows most recent like House of the Dragon, from having Rhaenyra, young version of her, and seeing Emma playing the older version of her. But I'm pretty confident that they're gonna just keep Bella in the role, because she is literally the same age as she is. And even, I don't know if you watched some of these interviews, Jay, from, because they shot this show back in 2021, 2022. So obviously, she looks a little bit younger, but if you see her in interviews now, she looks like a 19, 20-year-old. So I think she can convey that and play off
yeah,
that role. So
I think they could pull it off.
yeah, no, I agree. And also, and plus too, it's Hollywood. You can age an actress up. You can put a little, I don't know, gray hair. She's only 19, but you can age her up if need be. Hair and makeup can make her a little bit older, but I think she can pull it off, in my opinion. But this moment here, Jay, I don't know what it was, that it just, again, just another Ellie trait. After she finds out that Joel has given her to Tommy, and obviously she's not happy with it, but it's just like, it is what it is. And we talked about the scene being so emotional, but the moment she finds out that she has her homie, her best friend Joel, she doesn't sit in the moment. She doesn't hug him. Oh, thank you, Joel. I thank you. She's just like, all right, good. Let's keep it moving. I love her, man. She doesn't do the stereotypical character moment where she has to break down and be so thankful. She's just like, you're damn right, Joel, you were gonna take me. You know what it is. So I don't know, Jay, what do you think about this scene and Ellie just being beyond her years?
Yep, I like this scene a lot. It was a pivotal moment
Mm-hmm.
that we knew it was coming. I was surprised it happened. The thing I was kind of hoping that would happen, but it didn't happen. For those that are gamers, they know what I'm talking about. Um, um, but this worked for me. It did. It worked for me because I guess because time limit, it makes sense. Uh, it worked good. So I mean, something clicked in Joe. Like, yeah, I'm I'm the father figure here. I'm the
Mm-hmm.
surrogate father. I'm going to do this because I
Yeah.
know I need to.
Finish it out. I mean, he kept a promise to Tess,
Yeah.
and he has a promise to himself, and I'm gonna finish this out, and maybe in some way this is him getting not redemption, but in a way, kind of subconsciously, I wasn't able to help my own blood and Sarah, that I'm gonna be here for Ellie, man. So, and I'm glad he made. Obviously we played the game, we knew he was gonna continue on with his mission. But for those at home that haven't played the game, I think that it was an earned scene to me, Jay, as far as him coming to that realization and getting it done, my
Right.
friend. But wrapping up the episode, Jay, and wrapping up tonight's stream here, as we get to the final moments, we all played the game. We knew what was coming. It was handled a little bit differently. I think in the game, if I'm not mistaken, Jay, it was a little bit more visceral, a little bit more hand-to-hand combat. And I believe, and my man Kenny brought it up earlier, that he falls down and is impaled by some steel or something of that nature. But it's different, scenario, but same results. Joel is down, and for those at home that haven't played the game, might believe that this was maybe his days are ending. Obviously, we're not going to reveal that here because obviously we have weeks ahead to see what's happening to Joel. But just final thoughts, Jay, on how the scene was recreated of seeing Joel being taken down, and now Ellie has to be the one that has to move along in this mission, and everything she's learned from him so far, she has to bring those things up. And your thoughts, man, on how things wrap up in tonight's episode.
Um, L. All right. Yeah. So he gets stabbed, and so
Mhm.
L realizes now that going back to the first part where she was standing guard and has Joe Six. Now she realizes now that this is for real. This is something that she has to take real serious. That she has to take care of Joel,
Right, right.
and the way she's got to find the best way to do it, and we're left on that note there, cliffhanger. What is she going to do? So we don't know yet. We were
Mhm.
left with that cliffhanger, and so the part is that boy, I mean, my mind wants to flash forward and tell like what she's going to do. That's what I want to say, but I know I can't.
I was
Um,
laughing at this comment here. If Harrison
yeah,
Ford at the age of 80 can play young Bella can play 19. Now, that's very true. They can do a lot of stuff in Hollywood. But again, not to backtrack, I believe Bella Ramsey can pull off
yeah,
being an older version of herself, because she is literally 18, 19, 20 in real life. But sorry, go ahead, Jay. What were you saying, man?
yeah. Well, Bella is going to go into survivor mode. We know that,
Hmm.
and she's going to do what she can to protect.
Yeah.
uh, excuse me, going to protect Joel, and that's where we were talking about the flashback. I would like to see a 50-50, her protecting, seeing her protecting Joel and doing a flashback of the what they called it was what was it, that game called? It was Last of Us.
Oh, the DLC.
Yeah, it was. What was it called? Amongst Us.
Last of DLC. Left Behind.
Left Behind. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, what that
storylines.
That's the storyline's being picked up at. So I'm hoping that they go back and forth between the two.
Right.
So that we have some flushed out to where they go. I don't know. But
no, 100%. No, I definitely agree. I think we talked about it earlier when we had the conversation about handling next week's episode, which, yeah, I definitely agree with you, Jay. I think a good mixture of both, showing, what happened to Riley, because obviously, if you guys remember who haven't played the game, but there was a moment in episode 2 when Tess and Joel and Ellie were walking in the street, and she had mentioned, she went to a mall one time, and she have you ever killed a clipper before? She said, yeah, I have. It was, she kind of gives a little bit. She said she was by herself, but now we're going to see that she wasn't by herself, and she was with Riley, which Jay said is something. I haven't played the DLC, but I'm familiar with some of the plot points that we're going to probably see in next week's episode. But yeah, no, I think you're right, Jay. It's I think a good balance of showing what happened between Elle and Elle and Riley, and connecting that to what's going on with her and Joel. Because if I were to, write the show, I would think that based on the trailer and based on what I know about Riley, she was more kind of a leader of a sense, and Ellie looked up to her in that sense as well. And you can compare that to what's going on with her and Joel. So whatever Riley may be implanting in her, maybe the reason she is so tough and the reason she is, a non-traditional kid, and certain things don't affect her like you would think a 14-year-old would be affected by this world. She probably got that from Riley, right? So I think there's going to be hopefully there's a lot of connective tissues if we are to split our time between flashbacks and current timeline, that what's going on in the past is going to help her take care of Joel in the future. So, yeah, man. But any final thoughts, Jay? Again, I think if I'm not mistaken, you gave it a 9. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Right.
9 out of 10. Okay.
Absolutely.
So 9 out of 10. And out of the 6 episodes so far, Jay, was this 6th episode on par with some of your favorite? Was it kind of maybe a little bit behind some of your favorite, or right in the middle? Where would you rank this episode? You don't have to do all 6, but where would you kind of put this episode amongst the other 6? Top of the barrel, middle of the ground, maybe on the bottom half of your favorite so far?
Yeah, I'd put this probably in the middle. I'm going to say.
What is your favorite episode so far? If you mind me asking.
I would say I keep switching around. I would have to say episode 2 is my favorite one so far.
Episode 2, okay. The when we lose Tess.
Yeah.
Okay.
The way that she went out, that was. I believe I gave that a 10.
Yeah, you like the kissing scene?
Oh yeah. Well, creepy kissing scene. I mean, the science of it, and just the way that she kept flicking that lighter, and just when you thought that she was going to make it, and all of a sudden it lit up.
Yeah,
that was a pretty good action scene. And
no, it was. You're right, and that's the first time we got our first clicker of the show too. It was a lot, and that was Neil Druckmann, the co-creator of the game. He directed that episode. I think that's the only episode he's directed this season. But yeah, no, that's a good episode, Jay. That was a really good episode. Okay, so you said 2's your favorite, and you would say 6 is somewhere kind of in the middle with the other top tier episodes for you.
Yeah, and I would say number 3 is my second favorite episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Bill and Frank flashback. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I agree. Some good
and
stuff,
then
man.
the number one is my third.
Number one is okay. The premiere episode. Gotcha.
Premiere. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, Left Behind. Left Behind. Yeah, next week, like Jason, like everyone's mentioned in the chat. Yeah, next week's episode will be based on a DLC, which was titled Left Behind, which again I haven't personally played, so I'm gonna be kind of new to a lot of things. I know what certain things, certain reveals in DLC, but I don't know a lot of the little minute details. So I'm gonna be next week's gonna be a brand new episode for me. So I'm excited for it as I have been with all these episodes, but knowing that it's gonna be kind of brand new territory for me. Oh, did you play? I forgot to ask you. Have you played Left Behind?
I started to play it, but I haven't
Yeah,
finished it.
gotcha.
But I
So
do know
it'll be
I
new
do
territory
kind of
for
know
you as
what's
well.
going on.
Yeah. So okay, yeah, this is gonna be kind of new territory for us, man. So that's gonna be exciting. Voice gave episode 5 is their favorite. Okay, episode 5, which was last week. Gotcha. We got another rankings here. 1, 3, 4, 2, 5, 6. Okay. Oh, so this was your least favorite. Interesting. Okay. All right. So yeah, if you guys before we head out, if you guys want to again, like a lot of you all are doing, let us know what your favorite episode has been so far in the show. And if you want to share all 6 of them, by all means, definitely do so. Or if you just want to let us know what your favorite is, we'll read them off and call it a night. But Jay, man, it's always great, my friend, to see you, to chat and talk to you, to get all of our these are like therapy sessions, Jay. You know, this is a fictitious show, but it's a lot of stuff we
Yeah.
can relate to, suppressing your emotions. We've all unfortunately have probably dealt with some big losses in our life. We've dealt with some, how do you move on from that? So there's a lot to relate about with this show. And I love that I'm able to not only talk to this community, but talk to you, Jay, about this show, man. And it's been clicking on all cylinders, man. So I'm gonna probably wrap it up here in 5 minutes, but I'm gonna have Jay, enjoy the rest of your night, man. But any final words before we call it a night, my friend?
Um, all I'd like to say is that the sunset scene. I was wanting to see if we could get a scene of that real quick.
Oh yeah. Here I can pull it up again. The one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let me see if I can find that. But yeah, any final thoughts while I pull that up? I'm trying to find it.
Final thoughts. I love the way the direction the story's going.
Mm-hmm.
The creators are the writers and creators are doing an excellent job. I hope it finishes out on a good note. And let's hope that second season comes out with a good bang as this season does when they do work on it.
Yeah, that might be a long way from now, which it goes back to our point with Bella. The more
Yeah.
time it's going to take to make season 2, she's going to age up as well. So, I mean, I would imagine they're going to probably be in production. Whew. If I were a betting man, knowing Pedro's schedule and Bella is going to probably be super busy after this show, they were probably go in production probably next year. And based on the visual effects, and I haven't played part 2, but I understand part 2 is even much larger in scope and scale. So 2020, late 2025, early 2026, which is 2-3 years from now. So we'll see, Jay. But here, to the request of my guests, let me pull up that beautiful scene here, Jay. Go ahead and take a picture of it, frame it on your wall. The sunset. with some Johnny Cash in the background.
Oh, geez, see, that is so beautiful.
Yeah, I agree. It's a lot of beautiful cinematography. The show is flawless, man, for sure.
I can't wait for them to release this as a physical media.
Yeah, man. Add that to the collection for sure. But Jay, I'm gonna wrap up the show, man. I'm gonna tell everyone what to look forward to this week. But Jay, it's always good seeing you, man. I hope you have a good rest of your night, a great week ahead of you, and we'll be seeing you next week, hopefully in the comments, and maybe join us again live to talk about episode 7, man. But where can people find you, Jay? Before we wrap it all up, man, where if you want people to find you, where can you be found, my friend?
On my little Instagram, Jay, my first full name Jay, last name Manley, Manley, 84. all together.
Awesome. Well, you guys heard it here. You can find Jay on IG showing you his wonderful lifestyle of being a great dad, a football fan, a great cook, and just, doing a lot of great stuff. So, Jay, it's always good seeing you, man.
All right. Thank you.
All
Thanks
right,
for
man.
having me.
Always. Oop, there you go. Have a good night. Was that what I was going to say?
Yeah. Have a great night. I think you take care.
Man. You too. Take care, Jay. All right, man. Everyone, give a round of applause for man Jay. Always love chopping it up with him. But again, I'm going to wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I thank every single one of you all joining us for the watch party that we had earlier tonight. Great episode, as we talked about. Me and Jay broke it all down. And everyone that watched the live after show, I appreciate y'all, man. As far as things to look, excuse me, things to look forward to is me not coughing this week. But no, things to look forward to this coming week. We got a screening for the Cocaine Bear. We got the screening for Creed 3. We have Kang. I can finally talk about Ant-Man and spoilers. That's going to be on Friday. The spoiler embargo lifts. So keep an eye out for that. And there was something else. Oh, Outer Banks is coming out Friday. Hopefully I can check that out a little bit early because I'm a big fan of Outer Banks. I don't know if you guys watched that on Netflix. A really fun show. That's going to be out. And I'm going to probably start season 4 part 2 later this week so I can have that all ready for you guys come March 9th when it premieres on Netflix. So yeah, man, it's a busy week. I hope you guys are subscribed. I hope you hit the bell notification so you can see all that content that I'm going to be putting out this week. And again, man, I really appreciate y'all as you're heading out and saying ciao and goodbye. What's going on, Johnny? And Mayanne, Megan. That's right, Mayanne. I'm gonna have to find a way to check out that unrated version of Megan. Yeah, good shout out. I'm gonna have to figure out how to check it out. But again, y'all, you've all been awesome. Hope you enjoyed tonight's commentary. Again, before you all exit the video, hit that thumbs up if you had a good time. Leave your thoughts in the comment section if you're watching the replay. I always like to put the time code so you can know when to sync up the episode. So when we watched it live and when we start the after show, my dog, I wish I could pan the camera over to him. He's just staring at me like, you better wrap this up because I'm ready to go out. I can't say it all the way. But listen, y'all are dope. Y'all are awesome. Be safe. Be nice to one another. Be kind to one another. And I'll see you later this week with a lot of reviews. So take care, everyone. And we will catch you on the flippity flip. Take care, everyone.